Hey guys, how's it going? Just me, Nesto2 here with another review for you. And this time requested by, and hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, Relic 619555. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry, man. But yeah, if it was for him, I would not have reviewed this figure at all. So if you want to check out that person, I'm going to put the link down below so you can check it out. So yeah, let's get started. Here is from Bandai S.H Figuarts, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Red Ranger. And it's awesome. Here he is still in package. Get a closer look at him. And the packaging is pretty awesome. It's really small though. Like, look how small it is. It's like the size of my hand almost. But yeah, packaging is awesome. We got the American logo right here, celebrating 20 years. You know. Dang man, can you believe that? It's been 20 years since this show started. Dang, it's crazy. Yeah, got an awesome pose here from the Red Ranger. The figure himself with a bunch of accessories. That's awesome. Got another epic pose and some more. It's crazy. And we got little summaries of each, you know, movable, molding, option parts. It's awesome. Like I said in my haul video, this one and the Green Ranger are my first S.H. Figuarts figures ever. I've never had these before, so I don't know about the new articulation and all that good stuff. But I'm about to find out. I've been waiting on these figures for months. Finally got them. Alright. That's it for packaging. I'm going to open this up and give it a closer look at the Red Ranger. Jason, of course. And here he is out of the package waiting to be reviewed. Here in his epic classic pose. And who is the Red Ranger? Jason, of course. I don't remember his last name though. Chosen to be the leader of the Power Rangers, and it was a good choice because he always played it safe. He was a good guy. But of course, when it comes to the leader, you gotta be a goody two-shoes to make sure he doesn't make the wrong decision when leading the team. But yeah, they eventually took him out of the storyline. I'm not sure why, but story-wise they used he had to go to a different school or something like that. So he gave the power away to Rocky, and he became the Red Ranger. But this is Jason. This is Jason right here. Comes with a shit ton of accessories. Let's take a look at him. So it comes with all these hands. And in my opinion, I think they gave us way too many accessories. You can see these hands? They're kind of gripped for accessories. They even got the line sculpted in for the glove, so that's cool. But then, we get some more. Like some more gripped hands. Which I'm kind of confused because, you know, some are slightly more opened than the others, and then some are you know, look tighter than the others. I guess for the accessories because he has so many. They all look the same. When it comes down to it, they all look the same. But here we have two closed fists completely for punches. And then there's also the two hands that I have on him right now where he's kind of like this. But yeah, see, here's the posing hand. You just take them off like this. It's really easy. And you just place another one in its place. There we go. Alright. As I mentioned, he comes with a shit ton of accessories. All those hands and the blade blaster. And it's sculpted awesome and painted awesome. Look at this, they did a really good job. And it can be placed into his holster right here. Just like so. It's awesome. And here's the second stage of the blade blaster. The one I just showed you is when it's in complete, I don't know, like safety mode, I guess. And this is when it pulls out the blade. Excuse me. But yeah, sculpted and painted exactly the same except for the top area when it turns into the knife. It's cool. I remember they used it against the putties. You know, they hit them, all the sparks come out. It's awesome. The fact that they give you so much detail and like different pieces instead of just you know, some kind of articulation so it can come out because it's so small. They give you an accessory for each stage. It's awesome. And here is the final stage, the blade blaster itself. When it turns into the gun, the laser gun, it's crazy, man. Look at all that detail. It's so small, And yet we have another accessory. If you guys don't remember what this is, I'll tell you. It's the new weapon they used against the Super Putties before they had Lord Zed. They had Super Putties from one episode and they couldn't defeat him. So it was the Red Ranger in that episode, him and the Green Ranger. They had to go through Titanus, the Zord, you know, with the long neck, to get these out of a chest. And they connect it to the Blade Blaster. But instead of having a way for you to connect it to it, they give you another accessory with it on already. That's crazy. I would have thought they would have just, you know, found a way to connect them somehow. But it's a completely different one. And no, I'm not lying. Here's the gun. So yeah, now I can shoot Super Putties with it. It's awesome. And last but not least, here is the Power Sword. Well, his Power Sword anyway. When it comes to the Zords, that's also called the Power Sword. Look how awesome it is. Look at all the paint detail it has on the sword that you've always seen. It's crazy. And his actual power coin is on the sword, if you can see that. Look at that. It's actually painted on the Tyrannosaurus. It's insane. I've never seen a toy company do so much detail for you. I applaud you. And now let's take a look at the figure. Here is the Red Ranger himself, and he is looking awesome. The head is sculpted really well. Like, it looks perfect, you know. And the body's sculpted really good as well. It's all skinny. But yeah, you can see right here his biceps slightly sticking out on his shoulder. It's cool. So paint wise, he's awesome. He doesn't need any paint detail, I would say, because we don't need any. Like when it comes to shading, we don't need it, because he's usually during the day. It's like rare for the episodes to be at night. But yeah, got the sculpting on the boots too. It's cool. Got the black on the bottom, and the glove slightly cut off at the elbow because the glove is so long it reaches the elbow and the articulation's got to get in the way. But it's not a big deal at all. Hey, look at that head. It's great. It's awesome. And he's got his morpher right here on his belt. It's insane. It's sculpted just like the sword. You see that? Damn, look at that. It's crazy. You can see the Tyrannosaurus in there. It's awesome. And there's the gun in its safety mode. This belt is loose. It's not glued on or anything. And the holster can articulate slightly. Go like that, so it won't get in the way of the leg. So that's great. Now, articulation wise, this is the weird part for me, because if you've had these S.H. Figuarts figures before, then you know what to expect. But this is my first one, so I'm not used to it at all. The head is pretty loose, like it feels loose, but it's actually not. Like it's not gonna just wibble around, whatever. But like it's a lot easier to move than everything else. So the head is like on some kind of ball peg thing, so it can go left and right, and slightly up and down if I don't move the neck, because the neck is on another ball peg. So all together it moves like this. It's crazy. You can look up, you can look down, and you can look side to side just fine. It's awesome. Now the shoulders is the part I don't like that much because it's weird. So it's got I guess kind of like a pin and socket, but not really. It's like a ball peg and this thing right here. Like you see, like it can go up and go down, and then you see this thing moves. It's like a shoulder. It's like a separate piece to cover up the joint and not be connected to the torso. But I don't know. It looks weird. Like you see that? I don't like that noise, and I don't know. It's weird. It's like moving around. It's weird. So here's side to side, and it kind of extends too, which is weird, which is actually appreciated. There's no bicep tool, but you can do it at the shoulder. But it's so weird. Like I don't really get it sometimes. So like if you just put it down like this, it's gonna look like that. So you kind of have to like put it back in place. It's weird, but I guess it works. But it's really stiff. You know, sometimes I feel like it's gonna break. But it's strong though. Then double jointed elbow, so that's really good. And right here, ball peg at the wrist. So you can turn it just fine, and you can go like this. Turn it again, do it like that. It's crazy. Then the upper torso has a joint right here, a cut. Go like this, and turn side to side. And he also has at the waist as well. You can't really see it because of the belt. The belt is hiding it. But he has another waist twist right there. And actually it's like a ball peg, so you can go all the way like that. Look at that. Whoa! Go all the way forward too. It's crazy. And legs, they're on a they go forward and back, but not as much. And side to side, they go pretty good. But it doesn't go as much because it extends. They fixed that problem. So now look at it. It looks like it's broken. That's part of the joint, so now I can go even higher. And yeah, it comes off. But it goes back on. I'm not used to that, but whatever. Then at the legs, it's got double jointed knees. Not the best looking knees, but I don't really care. At least it's the same color. Nothing at the boot, but at the ankle, it goes down and up. Yeah. Not up all the way, but it's good. And he has ankle rocker like this. Kind of like the new Marvel Legends from Hasbro. And toe pivot. Or toe hinge. That one, it goes up a lot, look at that. And it stays there. Like none of these joints are loose. Other than the neck and the head. At least I thought it was, but it just moves really easy compared to everything else. Everything else is really stiff, and that's why I'm scared I'm gonna break it somehow. It's crazy. So yeah. Size comparison time. Now before I get into the comparison to figures that you know of, let's take a look at the old school figures next to him. Here is from Bandai, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Red Ranger, flip head. And there you go, so you can see that it is the flip head, Jason. The first Red Ranger figure we got back in the day. Early 90s. And here he is next to the new Red Ranger. It's crazy, look at that difference. Look at that bulkiness and like joints not that many, and he's smaller too. Dang, we've gone a long way. And here is also from Bandai, Super Legends, the Gold Zeo Ranger, which was also played by Jason when he made his return. And you know what? They're the same height, so that's good. If Figuarts never make a Gold Ranger figure, then you can hunt this one down from the Super Legends line. Look at this figure, man. This figure's old school. He's even got the Tyrannosaurus logo on his chest for no reason, just because they thought, oh yeah, kids need to get used to that, like Superman or something. And look at the morpher, how horrible the morpher is. I've always thought that. It's just gray with a red dot on it. Maybe they thought this was too small to do, you know, it's too much for them. Here's his holster with his gun. He like gun, it's not even close to being painted, detailed, or anything. The blade blaster. Here's the new one. Damn, look at that difference. Not only is it smaller, but it's actually painted and sculpted. I guess this one's sculpted pretty good, but it's too big and no paint detail at all. And here's his sword, the old school sword. Damn, look at that. And here's the new one. Yeah, look at that difference. Got ourselves finally a good sword. And now, here is also from Bandai, Super Legends, Lord Zed. And here he is next to Jason. It's not that good on scale, but it's not a big deal since in the series, Lord Zed and Jason were never at the same place at the same time. Then again, you can always just bend the knees of the Red Ranger and it'll work. This is not the vintage one, this is the Super Legends one, by the way. And here's also from Bandai, the vintage Lord Zed putty. So here he is next to Jason. That does not work. That does not work. But this putty is not standing up straight, which is one reason why it doesn't work. And when the Red Ranger is gonna fight, you know, you can pose him bending his knees, leg splits, kicks up, so it won't even matter. So if you want a putty figure that's not made by Figuarts, if they never make one, you can always hunt down the vintage one. It's not expensive. You can get like an whole army. So that's cool. Let's bring in some more monsters. Here's from Bandai, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Pig. Actually, I forgot his name. What the hell? That's weird. The pudgy pig, I think it is. Yeah. Here's next to Jason. That does not work. Here's also from the classic Bandai line. Here is a two-headed parrot. And yes, that's his name. And that's pretty generic, huh? Here he is next to Jason. That doesn't work either. But to be honest, they've always been shorter. Even here's the older Red Ranger figure. You can see he's taller than that one as well. But like I said, the Red Ranger is not going to be standing like this when he's posing, fighting the monsters. So if you want, you can still go with these monsters and just, bend his legs and the knees and all that stuff. So that's good. Now let's bring in some figures you already know. Here is from Toy Biz, the earlier Marvel Legends, Captain America. Here he is next to the Red Ranger. That's not bad. I'm fine with the Red Ranger being slightly shorter because he's supposed to be technically a teenager in the show. And here is from Mattel, DC Universe Classics, Hawk. And here he is. Look at that height difference. It's not bad. Like I said, he's a teenager, so he should be a little bit smaller. And here is, out of nowhere, a face hugger. Face hugger from one of the McFarlane lines. Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention was the sword fits in perfect, depending on which hand you pick, since there's so many of them. This is a side-to-side comparison. Dang, we've gone a long way. This was, the figure back then, and now it's this one. It's crazy. But I still appreciate this one, it's part of my childhood. And for all you guys out there as well. So, my final thoughts on this figure. I'm gonna give him... Well, the only thing I don't like about it is the stiffness in the joints. And these weird these weird shoulder thingies with the covers on it. That's the only thing I don't like. It's so weird. I like the extensions that you need so you can do more posing. But, I don't know. I feel like I'm just working to pose him. So, other than that, it's just a gripe. I'm not gonna really complain. I'm gonna give him a 10 out of 10. It's pretty epic. It's awesome. He's the Red Ranger figure that we've been waiting for years. Because I know I've seen a lot of customs, Marvel Legends style, so you can have more joints and everything. But they never looked that great. So I'm glad we finally got one from Figuarts. And yeah, a little pricey, $45, but it's kind of worth it because you get all the joints you need. Because we're adult collectors. This company's not gonna cheap out on joints or accessories. They give you all the accessories you're gonna need, and detail them and paint them perfectly. They're not gonna cheap out like other companies. So yeah, as an adult collector, worth it. For kids, I don't know, that's way too much money for a kid's toy. And let's face it, this is not a kid's toy. As much as it is a toy, it's not for kids. It's awesome. Alright, so that was my review on the Red Ranger from the S.H. Figuarts. And those of you who are waiting for it, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, thanks for watching.